Van Voorhis made college football history this weekend. Van Voorhis, a safety at the Division III Shenandoah University, became the first female non-kicker to play in a college football game at the NC2A or NAIA level.
It didn't go too good. Welcome back to the JP Reacts channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. The first non-kicker female football player in NCAA, she's made a splash. Before we get to that, I just want to say, if you wouldn't mind doing me a solid, please like this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, all those annoying things. But if you want to support me, that's actually very helpful. On both of my YouTube channels right now, I'm going through a very noticeable shadow ban. So if you want to be able to make sure you see my content as well as help give your pal JP a little boost in the algorithms, subscribing, turning on notifications, liking this video, it's a big help. On we go. A female football player has just caught a lot of headlines. Did she deserve it? No, she didn't. But the headlines were about, hey, women's empowerment, she played a football play. There's been other female kickers before. We'll take a look at some of them. But this one, non-female kicker. And it's, women's empowerment. Now, to me, true women's empowerment is a man playing women's sports. This is a woman playing man's sports. So I'll show you the one play that she played. And it's absolutely nothing impressive. And if anything, she committed a penalty, didn't get called for it. But why I think this is a little bit ridiculous, it's not to demean any human or any woman going after her dreams or breaking down gender barriers, getting into a man's sport. It's like, dude, whatever, all about that. What I think is ridiculous about this situation is all the praise coming, sort of the virtue signal praise, like, hey, you're a girl, you did it. It's like, well, no, you didn't do well. You objectively did not do well. What I think would be great, what I think is worth celebrating in a scenario like this, which is yet to occur to my knowledge, is if a woman tries out for the football team in college, she makes it, and she's good. Celebrate the hell out of that. It's a meritocracy. It's celebrating merit, not celebrating virtue signaling. And in my opinion, the celebration of virtue signaling in this respect, to me, is actually dangerous. It can encourage other girls to put themselves in physically dangerous situations where maybe they can't excel, maybe they can't even maintain their physical safety, but they get celebrated because of kind of woke media. I guess the media is not too woke, or else they'd be like, hey, that woman is stealing opportunities from men who could be women. So, somewhat woke media. Let's take a look at her play. As you can see, she'll be coming onto the screen, I believe, playing safety.
Formationally really diverse for the Eagles. Usually they mix up.
By the way, did you hear the announcer? Formationally very diverse for the Eagles. I'm guessing he wasn't referring to skin color, but maybe he was. Here is the female football player named Haley. Let's take a look.
Being under center and in the gun, but so far today, exclusively.
Okay, blitzing the quarterback, no blockers, late hit, pulls him down. Now, that's what she's being celebrated for. I think it should have been a penalty. The quarterback clearly had thrown the ball, yet she runs into him, not an aggressive tackle, but wraps him up, then turns around and then pulls the quarterback's center of gravity outside his base of support, so he falls. Like, he was pulled down. In men's college football, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to see anyone make a tackle like that. You'll see that kind of tackle in peewee football. You're not using brute force. It's kind of like using judo. You're like, cool, I wrapped you up, and then I turn and pull you over. It's supposed to run through the guy. Let's take a look one more time. It's just poetry.
Really diverse for the Eagles. Usually they mix up being under center and in the gun, but so far today, exclusively in the gun.
German with trips left, throws
All
under duress.
right.
Incomplete.
Boom. Now, I want to stress once again, I am not making fun of women. I am not making fun of Haley in this video. I am making fun of people who celebrate other people who haven't done anything to warrant the celebration. They haven't achieved anything. They haven't done anything based on merit to warrant the celebration. Just a matter of their own existence. is the genesis of this celebration. Broke down Bears. I was like, not really. Like, you didn't do good. Like, you did. Like, nobody blocked you. Good luck getting for that blocker, Haley. Nobody blocked you, and you didn't make a tackle. You didn't stop the quarterback. You had a late hit, and a weak one at that. So it's very much everybody gets a first place trophy kind of vibe. That's what I'm making fun of here. Haley's not the first college football player who's of the feminine variety. She is the first who's a non-kicker. So while we're on this topic, let's take a look at a couple female kickers and what they achieved. Dude, I sound so misogynist right now. I'm toxic masculine right now. Maybe, but telling you what I think. Let's take a look. And this video is titled Jackson State Girl Kicker. Lilani Armenta makes debut versus Buthen Cookman. You can tell this is like Division 12. I've never heard of these college, but.
And because of injuries this week during practice, she's going to get her shot tonight to be a kicker. And what an impressive young lady has been in a chance.
See, I already love the virtue signaling of the announcers. What an impressive young lady she's been. Okay, just set the context. Maybe you haven't watched football recently. They're kicking from their own 35-yard line. Most of the time, certainly in the NFL, but also nowadays mostly in college, the kickers, they'll kick the ball through the end zone, which means they're kicking the ball, so 50 yards plus 10 through the end zone. That's 60 yards plus the 15 back to the 35. So they're typically kicking the ball 75 yards, minimum 65 yards. They can all easily get it to the goal line. So 65 to 75 yards is the typical kickoff distance for a typical kicker. But this ain't your typical kicker. She is a special young lady.
For her, and I'm sure she's pretty nervous at this point, but they have her out there, and sweat football is underway. And the first.
Okay, just so we can do some math. Here is where the ball landed. That's 15 yards to the 50 plus another 7. That is a 23-yard kickoff, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to the announcers.
First kick is short, and it's going to be fielded by the Wildcats.
They're just like, first kick is short. That's all they could say. They weren't going like, dude, that was embarrassing. That was actually an embarrassing kickoff. So let's watch it one more time.
She's going to get her shot tonight to be a kicker. And what an impressive young lady has been, and a chance for her. And I'm sure she's pretty nervous at this point. But they have her out there, and sweat football is underway. And the first kick is short.
Okay.
And
maybe it was 28 yards. I was selling her short. About 28-yard kickoff. One more kickoff to take a look at as we practice misogyny. I don't mean to brag. I can kick pretty well, Started playing soccer when I was 5. When I was in high school, I was the varsity long snapper. Thank you very much. I was also the junior varsity kicker. I was also the junior varsity long snapper. Small school. When you are the long snapper and the kicker, all the same person, you don't kick too many field goals. So we always went for 2-point conversions because I was both. But yeah, I would long snap on punts. I would do the kickoffs. But more importantly, I was the strong safety, started on the JV team, also running back, Also got my varsity letter my freshman year for my long snapping duties. Not to brag, but, small town high school football. Like, you just need to know this. So this next clip, we're being led in by, this is a female reporter. She's speaking less than favorably about this female kicker, but let's respect the women's reporting. Don't discount this reporter just because she's a woman. Don't discount her discounting this female kicker just because this reporter's a female. So I'm going to hide behind her.
And let's just say that her moment on the field was a little bit embarrassing. Go ahead and watch her kick.
Here she is. Boom. Okay, we got so she kicked from the 35 to the 50. That's 15 yards. And then that went to there. So about a 27-yard kickoff. Wow. There's a separate female kicker doing another 27-yard kickoff.
And the kick down at the 35-yard.
And then the reporter comes back on screen, talks more about the embarrassment. She says, yeah, as soon as she kicked the ball, not very far by the way, the kicker directly ran off the field. Kicker's supposed to stay on the field and kind of like be the last resort to make a tackle. I found this whole female football thing amusing, not because females are trying to like, if you're a female and you excel at football, like, hell yeah, like, of course, go on and make the football team take a position from a man if you are better than him. Excel on the field, and based on your merit, you deserve celebration. But just based on the virtue signaling, like, oh, you're a woman, like, doing objectively worse than any other kicker or safety, like, I laugh at that kind of celebration because it's just like the dumbing down of achievement. It's you get a first place trophy, you get to be celebrated no matter what. So we are all getting weaker and dumber because of it. But not if we don't fall for it. So that was the purpose of today's video. Thank you for laughing with me, my friend. Thank you for being amused. And I look forward to seeing you on our next video. But before that, I'd like to tell you about a sponsor I'm proud to have. I didn't see you there. Hey, I'll tell you the bad news in a second, but first, here's the good news. There's not much that's more impactful on your health than infrared saunas. We're talking detoxification, we're talking boosted metabolism, we're talking increased heat shock proteins, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking stress reduction, better sleep, and improved skin. And one study shows that regular sauna use results in a 40% decreased all-cause mortality rate. It's good to not die. But here's the bad news. There tends to be a big barrier of entry with using infrared saunas because they're usually very expensive, and if you do have one, they take up a lot of valuable space in your home and clutter things up. That is until now, thanks to the Bond Charge infrared sauna blanket. It's the most cost-effective sauna system on the market, plus it's compact. It doesn't take up a bunch of space in your home. You just roll it out and use it when you want. And it's incredibly powerful, generating all the heat you would ever want. I love using the Bond Charge infrared sauna blanket. It's been a major boost in my health practices. And thanks to Bond Charge, it's now easier and more affordable than ever to bring infrared sauna use into your life. If you want to treat yourself to all the amazing health benefits of an infrared sauna, then just go to bondcharge.com/JPReacts to pick yourself up the infrared sauna blanket. And while you're there, use the discount code JPReacts for 15% off. Enjoy.